You got your lights on, Cheikh?
I can see pretty good over here. Muhammad. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alamin. Ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Maliki Yawm al-Din. Iyaka na'budu wa iyaka nasta'in. Ihdina as-sirat al-mustaqim. Sirata allazina an'amta alayhim. Ghayril maghdubi alayhim wal-dallin. Amen. Salam, my God and goddesses. Peace be with you. Before I start my lesson, I would like to give recognition to our Rasul, Paul Nathaniel Johnson, PA. For without him, none of this would be possible. I ask myself, what are these lessons that we are giving to the public and to the members? What are they trying to tell the members? Are they for the things that are happening presently? Are they happening for the things that are being done right now? Or are they things that were done in the past? And the answer is none of the above. The lesson I chose to deliver today is entitled The Call of the Prophet. The Call of the Prophets. Besim Leule Mehiru Amanra. The Call of the Prophets. Who are my helpers in the cause of truth? What is truth? 12 times 12 is the truth. God, Elallah, Amun, Anu, I am, and all the prophets of the highest being is the truth. The Christian nations of this age are preaching harder than ever before, trying to keep the truth of affairs a hidden mystery. The Rasul's truth has put to flight all nations' truth. When he said, what the world needs today is a religion of all people, which will bring about and recognize equally all the prophets of the Most High God as each other's equal in knowledge, for they all are worked their works. Now, let we entertain our thoughts with an open avenue to understanding. We must make an attack upon our people's minds and explore them with that which they are made to believe. The Muhammad prophet brought our teachings which will bring new life to a spiritually dead nation. Speaking of Jesus as the Greek Christ, copied from the culture of Africa, the first thing we must call attention to is the fact that the time and the place of his birth were never historically known. The time is placed somewhere between 2 BC and 15 AD and is credited to almost every day of that 15 years. If it is a fact that he was a 1/3 of the master intelligence overruling this great creation, then it certainly wouldn't be known just where, when, and what year, and in what month, and in what week, and in what day he was born. History knows nothing about that. Neither church history nor profane history. Again, another mighty significant fact is that practically all of the rest of the world's crucified saviors were born on December the 25th. Moreover, most of them were saved from destruction in infancy. Their births were all miraculously foretold, and in many cases the sun became dark. There were 15 other saviors of the world who were here before the so-called Jesus ever came into existence. Yeah. Long before he ever came into existence, which makes us believe that maybe, I say maybe, the things that they attributed to Jesus were already attributed to these other 15 saviors before him. Therefore, it became a legend. The conception of the nature of God and it goes as thus. The conception of the nature of God, and it goes as thus. Before having created any form in the world, before having produced any image, he was alone, without form, and without resemblance to anything. We are talking about the Supreme Being. We're talking about the Supreme Being, the brain of creation. This is where we're taking our minds to today. We're talking about a being that had no form. He had no form. You'll find out it was not even considered that this person should come along and give a form to this being. All right. He was alone, without form, without resemblance to anything. Who could conceive him as he was then before the creation, since he was formless, the brain of creation? It is therefore forbidden to represent him by any image, that is a likeness, by any form, whatever, even by his holy name, even by a letter or by an iota. That is the meaning of the word in Deuteronomy, 4th chapter, 15th verse. For you saw no manner of form on the day that the Lord spake unto you. That is to say, you saw nothing that you can represent under any form or by any image. And after having produced the form of the heavenly man, Adam Elohim, he said it is as a chariot, Merkebu, to descend. He wished to be called by that form, which is the holy name of Jehovah. He wished to be known by his attributes, by each attribute separately, and submitted himself to be called that God of mercy, Yerachim. We're trying to give you a picture in your mind of a formless God or a formless individual who had no form at that time. The creator, the brain of creation, in his creation was formless. It was forbidden, and it still is forbidden for mankind to come along and try to give this particular being, this particular idea, a form. He should only be named or called by his attributes, which was a God of mercy, Irachim, the God of justice, Amun-Ra, and the all-powerful God, Lelachirah, the God of hosts, Isis Horus, and Amen, and the one who is Amen, the true God. His intentions was to make known his qualities, which is characteristics, titles, names, or attributes. Amen, the God of mercy, heading the list, and how his justice and his mercy embraces the world as well as the world of man. Had he not shed his life, his light, which was his truth, over all creatures, how could he have known him? Only Isis Il Amen and Ra is the key to it all. We say that there is only one God. There's only one creator. There's many gods. There's only one creator. And that one creator has many names of power. We say that mercy, strength, and beauty are some of the attributes of this nameless God that we are speaking about. Yeah. He is not a man. He is not a man. He is a force. He is a force. The whole earth is full of his glory. Isaiah, 6th chapter, 3rd verse. Woe to the man who dares compare him even to the one of his own attributes. We're talking about the creator. We're talking about the brain of creation. Even less may he be likened to man. Man, born of earth, a grain of dust, and destined to death. This man is destined to death. The creator is infinite. The creator is infinite. God, man, is destined to death. He is destined to death, which means that he is having to turn. The cosmic mind creates everything. Is Jesus God? The question that we ask, is Jesus God? We must be conceived, that is, understand, as above all creatures and above all attributes, which is a distinctive mark or symbol, since the sun was created of the cosmic consciousness. Neath it, or the ethereal, has a mark or a symbol. Some of the things may be confusing to you. Try to sit and analyze what is trying to be said. You may not be able to understand it now, but it has a meaning here. There is neither attributes, nor image, nor figures, when all these have been taken away, when what remains may be compared to a sea, for the water of the sea are in themselves limitless and without form. But when they spread over the earth, they produce an image, which is called a damion. We can make the following calculations. The source of the waters of the sea and the jet springing forth from this, it is to cover the ground, which makes two. Then an immense basin formed as a basis is formed when a pit or a vast depth is dug. That basin is filled by the waters which have sprung forth. What we are trying to give your attention to is the fact that the seas are just like a giant basin that house this water. We're trying to give you the singularity, that the greatness or the greatness of the Creator is like the sea. It is like the sea. It is limited as far as the water is concerned. The source of that is the sea itself, which should be counted as number 3. The vast depths, divided into 7 canals, which resemble 7 long vessels. The source, the jet, the sea, and the 7 canals together make it the master who constructed those vessels, breaks them. The water returns to the source, and the only dry fragment of the vessels remain. Thus, the cause or causes produce that of the 10 sephirods. The crown is the source from which an unwielding or unending light springs forth. Hence the name infinity, to designate the supreme cause, for in that state it has neither form nor consonance. Therefore, there is no means of comprehending, which is understanding it, and no way of knowing it. And that is the meaning of the verse, meditate not upon that which is too far above thee, and investigate not that which is covered from thee, and investigate not that which was uncovered from thee. A lesson trying to give you an explanation as to the magnitude of the cosmic mind. That this cosmic mind at one time was formless. There was no form. There was no earth. Everything was formless out there in the universe. It is trying to give you a history of what we are trying to say. This is what we base our understanding on. That this Creator was formless at one time. He had no image. Even though we give him the name Creator, which is not a worthy name for his being, but is a name nonetheless. With that said, who will be my helpers in the cause of truth? Who will be my helpers in the cause of this truth, in the cause of this understanding? How much of this information is being imparted to you, the public? How much of it do you understand? Because you're being inundated with a lot of misinformation right now. People are trying to tell you about their God. There are many gods. What can be a greater God to you or to mankind, period, than that S-U-N that lives up in the sky? That sun up there gives us all, gives all mankind, all light, all life, and all energy. Therefore, it is an object of worship. It is an object of worship. It is greater than Jesus. It is greater than Buddha. It is greater than any of the religious objects that people say. They will not come along and admit the fact that they are sun worshipers. But in reality, that sun up there is the Father of all mankind. With that being said, peace be with you. Salam.